Yo.
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 It's the brain again. Man, I'm so
Wefobz
young.
Podcast.
I'm so young. Standing on my 10 toes. I stay strong, so I still move on. No matter what goes on. Starting from a far place, moving on. Because I started from a far place. I'm all about the money making. Don't got time for any hate.
Yep.
No, tryna go see
No.
I
Yeah.
started from a far place. I'm all about the money making. Don't got time for any hate.
Ooh.
I freaking love that intro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man.
Well, welcome Wefobz Nation to episode 20 of the Wefobz Podcast. Special momentous moment. We're welcoming you right here at any time of the day that you're listening to this, or any time of the night, or even evening or afternoon. You get the point. You're keeping it posted right here with Puni Moa,
Gee whiz.
Queen,
What's up?
and Guy So Smooth.
Smile.
How my host doing on this moment? How you all doing?
Queen, I'm going to give you the honor, Your Highness.
Hello, Queen.
Hello. Can I get the statement?
Oh, my bad. And that's what
That's why I didn't say nothing.
No, he was asking. He's saying how we doing. I was like, Queen, I'm giving you the honor. He's asking how we
Well,
doing.
I think that's how she's doing. She want to get right into it.
You know what? My bad,
I'm
Your
sorry.
Highness. Anyways, y'all. Okay, here we go, y'all. Okay, mission. Here's our mission statement, y'all. Promote and encourage the changing of negative mindsets, stigmas, situations, and encounter it into a positive outcomes, y'all. Yes, sir.
That is the Wefobz Mission. Thank you so much, Puni Moa. Disclaimer.
You're welcome. You're welcome, sir.
Anything we say and or do on this podcast is for purely entertainment and educational purposes only. The opinions they belong to the speaker themselves and do not represent Wefobz as a whole. Don't hold it against us. And thank you, Puni Moa. Thank you, Queen.
You're very welcome, my oos.
Well, we've got a couple of things to talk about today, and it's a mouthful, everyone. It's something that Wefobz has been on, and man, I just can't let these subjects go because they keep popping up in the news all the time. Are you both up for a full calendar day, or should I say full calendar podcast? You both ready for this one?
Oh, yes.
Tell them about it. Let's get it going.
We're going to talk about aliens again. We're going to talk about China again. China, we ain't hating. It's just you're in the news all the time. And aliens, you're in the news a lot now. That's crazy. Our boy Ian Tony, dude, made it to the top 5. So fucking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get this rolling.
Let's get it. All right. Okay, this story is by James Gordon from dailymail.com. A retired Navy senior chief claims he saw a metallic orb UFO over the sky in Afghanistan, but he's not willing to go to jail over it.
Okay.
Yeah. Wow. But I think when Chief, he keeps coming and tell us that alien in the news is not a big thing, but then it's kind of new. Like, why are they exposing it now? And I see where he's going, because they're talking about aliens retired Navy senior chief petty officer revealed how he witnessed a metallic orb in Afghanistan, similar to the one seen in the video during a recent Senate hearing. So the Senate of the U.S. government has held a hearing over aliens.
Damn.
Due to security agreements and the fear of legal consequences, he is unable to come forward with more detailed information and has remained anonymous. The All-Domain Anomaly Resolution Office, also known as AARO, an agency within the U.S. Office of Secretary of Defense, investigates UFOs. We have an agency that investigates UFOs, people. Talk to me.
That was just last month.
That's what I was saying. Weren't we just covering
April 19th. I was like, what the hell?
We did like 4 topics on aliens already.
So now they're trying to shut this guy down. Or
He's scared to go to jail over it. Like, I think this is the stigma, right? This is the bad juju that people get. People, especially within the government, they don't want their careers to get destroyed by talking about aliens because everybody's always saying, there's no aliens. There's no aliens.
Yeah.
Well, for him, he's already retired. He just doesn't want to go to jail because he does know the outcome, the end game, if he does end up being to snitch it out, right? Because snitches will get stitches. For him, it'll be, if he snitch, he will go behind bars. That's his fear, you know what I'm saying? And that's understandable. I'm just hoping that one day our brave whistleblower will ever be able to spill the beans. I don't know.
And they know this man knows a lot. This man he know where the bodies are buried.
Yeah, that's what he said.
And then he's wow. I mean, we all know aliens out there. I mean, it's no secret. Hello, you watch Hollywood movies, it's propaganda. They tell you what's happening or what's going to happen. So, I mean, that's my opinion. I'm just saying, but
what don't you find it like? Imagine this news happening back in the 1980s and the 1990s, right?
Okay, I'm following.
How do you think people would have approached it back then? We'd probably be in a big ass panic, right?
Well, he'll definitely get shunned. You know how it is. First of all, you're gonna have the church-going people will be the first one to make sure he get crucified. You know what I'm saying? Second of all, the government would do the same thing too. Because back then, man, it was all about Christ. Christianity was the big thing back in the 80s. If that's what you're saying? Oh wait, you saying 80s or the 90s or the 70s? I'm sorry.
80s, 80s and 90s.
Yep, the 80s and the 90s. Christianity was such a big thing back then that stuff like this wasn't. It was not something to be talked about, right, Queen?
Right, he'll be persecuted personally. During even career-wise, you'll be looked down on if you even brought this topic up. It would be like, what are you talking about? It's way different than the way it's handling now. People would have been going crazy and they would probably went and, like you said, a panic mode where they thought the world was going to end right then and there if you speak the words aliens.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure all of you, we kind of almost got there with the year 1999, remember?
Oh, when it was, what they call that, Y2K?
Yeah, it wasn't even aliens, it was computers, but man.
I ain't gonna lie to you, I was hoping, everything, credit, history, all that stuff gone back in the days.
Man, so where were you guys? Where were you guys at 1999?
Man, I was just about to come out of high school, bro.
So you was about to come out of high school. So you was only like 17 at the time. Okay. And then what about you, Queen?
My age out there, I'm gonna blurb that out, bro.
Yeah, you can always, delete it.
This guy.
Just say where you were at. Don't even say you was about to come out of high school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I was in Samoa too. I was over there at that. What's his name? I think it was Benny Hinn, or I forgot his name. One of them Christian Crusaders. He was on the big screen at the baseball, the Tony Solaita field.
Oh, I
Benny
remember
Hinn.
that.
Benny
Yeah.
Hinn.
Yeah, and then they were doing that whole broadcasting him live and stuff. I think I could be wrong. It was either that or the football field when they had all churches come there and just like, they take turns and stuff, singing and stuff like that, yada yada yada. Yeah.
Where
I think that's
aliens
what's going on.
spoke about the Y2K?
No, I think it was more just the computers are going to crash and it could have reset everything is what everybody was believing.
But
Mhm.
the alien topic now, I know it's circulating on the internet, but it's
Yeah,
like
right?
at the same time, it's nonchalant when people talk about it. It's a normalcy almost.
Yep. Man, because aliens fall in line with the supernatural too.
Yes.
That's getting a lot of attention, especially on YouTube channels, a lot of the social media channels.
Oh man, there you go, guys. It's just like a light bulb popped in my head. You know why it's coming out now? You asked that question. Why is it so relevant now that Chief Lot was saying, right? Because it wasn't like that
Couple
in the
years
90s,
ago, yeah.
right? The networks, of course, these powerful networks was not advertising these stuff. They were not showcasing this. They were protecting the government because it was coming directly from the government to stop any of these shenanigan news because they didn't want the country or the world to panic, right? But here's the
Allegedly.
power. Here's the power of social media. They don't have government does not have control on individuals with their own phone, and people are recording it live
Mhm.
and they're sharing it. So it's out of control, and that's why I believe my own personal opinion is like the fact why it's been broadened. Broader. You know what I'm saying? Where everybody is awake and they're aware that UFOs out there. And yes, Queen, ain't nobody really afraid about it because now it's kind of like we see it all the time. Probably when it starts attacking and stuff like that, then yeah, that's where the fear will come in. But other than that, no, all we're seeing is just a flying object.
Yeah. Well, let me still give you all a quote from this guy, this retired Navy senior chief petty officer. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd love to tell you everything in detail, but I'm not willing to go to jail to do it, the retired Navy senior chief told Fox News. I'm constrained because of security agreements, so they need a way of submissions to be made.
In
That's
other
heavy.
words, that's cool. He's trying to have them do their job to give him the right to where he can spill the bean and not be accountable or any kind of actions happen to him.
Yeah, because he is buying by that document that he signed.
Well, you guys understand, he did it in front of the Fox News, and the Fox News, I mean, they're telling the Senate just had a hearing over aliens.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a literal photo right here of a metallic orb floating over the skies in Afghanistan, and it's got a target on it, like they were trying to shoot something. The U.S. was trying to shoot something from the airplane.
Yeah, it locked on it, yeah.
And this thing is flying, and they said it was moving, I guess, in impossible ways in the sky. This is why I tell Chief, we're so close to traveling to other planets easily. When they break the code of aliens, we are there. We're going to find out I think the scary part, and I usually see it over my social media channels, the scary part is not finding aliens in other planets. The scary part is finding other humans on other planets when we get there.
Yeah.
What do you do then when you find out the aliens you always thought were aliens were actually humans? Well, can they be called humans? No.
They'll just be immigrants.
Man, it's even gonna get crazier because you start getting into conspiracy theories like, what if it's like the Bible's been telling us the whole time everything was created in God's image, and then the things we find over there are in God's image. What if they have a version of the Bible over there too?
everything's been cloned. Maybe it's a safer world out there and they're just cloning everything and taking it over there, double of everything. It's like
They already said there's super Earths. There's planets like our planet Earth, but way bigger.
I guess what you're saying. So what you're trying to say is, I mean, yeah, like but they don't have the same Christian beliefs as we are.
No,
in the
but
Earth?
like these are conjecture. These are just hypotheses. These are just guesses. What if we went to these other places and we say other beings that are like that look like us, and they kind of follow almost the same type of
way of living,
same type of belief in like this higher being that created them and stuff.
Oh, what if we do arrive there and they think that we are the God and the angels that are coming?
Oh my God, man!
You know what I'm saying? They might think like somebody, the first person that, like, say Elon Musk is the first man to land on that place. They might think that might be Jesus, and then the rest of us follow through. No, not the rest of us. The 2%ers and the 1%ers will be the ones that are the angels coming behind them. You know what I'm saying? And then you have us, the rest of the world, 98% on our own spaceships coming to attack them motherfuckers.
Shoot, then they'll be calling us the fallen and shit. What if that happened?
Hey, that's a revelation right there, man.
That fell to the world. What
No,
if
no,
this actually what happened to the damn?
What's that, Queen? Go ahead. What?
Go ahead.
The 98% are not going to be on the ship to go to the new world. The 98% is going to stay here, and we are going to be called
the fallen ones.
The fallen one.
Those are the fallen ones.
Man.
Wow.
What will be a part of them colonial TV shows? You know what I'm saying? You ever seen those reality TV shows? I think it was called the Colonials, the Colonians. They have like different groups of people, and they were like somewhere in the US.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna be segregated by their class. Okay, the middle class stay here, the poor here, the 2%, you are going to the new world.
What if that's what happened and the Bible is the thing that written and recorded that thing that happens?
That's a trip.
That'd be a trip, man.
All these what ifs, people. All these
what if we already know probably aliens was walking amongst us already collecting data. That's how that other world was created.
Well, we still have a missing history of about a couple million years.
Well, my friend told me, like, he was saying, Elon Musk is an alien. Zuckerberg is an alien. That's what my friend was saying.
Well, all the rich people probably are.
You know what I'm saying? Sheesh.
Man.
I don't know, bro. I'm just amazed off of the fact that I guess I want to ask you that, guy, because I believe for myself and my inner circle and even just people around me.
Yeah.
The topic of the alien, what is it? The orbit shaped looking thing.
The orb, the metallic orb.
There is no fear, or we're not afraid. It's kind of one of them things like, oh, you seen that? Yeah, I seen that.
Oh
okay.
My God.
And then we just move on with our life.
Nonchalant. Yeah. It's like ignorance is bliss at this moment until something really happens, right?
Exactly. That's what I think. I think for me in the area that I'm in, my own life, I just speak this on my own. It's the fact that I got my own personal things that I'm concerned about, that I prioritize versus what's going on in the world. You know what I'm saying? And it's again, it's ignorant. You know what I'm saying? But it's just my honest personal opinion. You know what I mean?
I think you and the rest of the world are in the same ship. We all are.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got stuff to take care of that really needs our attention there, and we can't learn about this stuff. But one of the things why Wefobz brings it to your attention is I always like to ask the question of everyone: where can we make a play that we know we can make an investment or something that will set us for the future?
Yeah, that's where this what was that? The investment, right? All these
Yeah.
investments online, or what?
'Cause
That's what you and Chief Law educated me on, and I'm intrigued on it, and I'm so excited about it, learning more about all these investments, because it does at the end of the day. But what if let's just say that happens, right? What if the money doesn't matter anymore?
Ooh, good point. And
You know what
in
I'm
the
saying?
news right now that the money is everybody says the wars and everything. The war right now is money. They're trying to figure out how to keep the power within they call it fiat, meaning their dollars, especially the United States, the power of the US dollar. The government is trying to make sure that that is secure, which is, everyone's talking about it in my circles, and that they're going after these things called cryptocurrency because it provides an alternative unit of what do you call it? It provides an alternative unit of exchange, or other words, it's another something that people can use to buy stuff. And they say that's why the US government is cracking down on that stuff, because they have this thing called the Fed Now thing that's coming out.
Yes, and that's the scary thing about the Fed now is basically it's gonna be a cashless system.
People don't understand why is it scary about this cashless system. Okay, so wow, we got here from idiots. Anyhow, this is how it's scary. This is what I believe is how it's scary, and what I understand is if the government controls whatever you can put in your wallet, right? So it says when you gotta pay eBay or you gotta pay Amazon for products that you purchase today, you usually use PayPal, right? Cash App, or however, Visa, MasterCard, however you connect to that that website. With the Fed Now, it will change from you to Fed Now to the government to Amazon. You to the government to eBay. The government will run your money through them first before it goes to
any other source,
to the vendor. Now imagine if they start saying you cannot buy the products that you want to buy. Imagine if they start saying your money is no good here because we canceled your transaction. And they can do that because there's some dumb shit that's been going on in the government. Look at January 6th and what happened then. A lot of people who were on that other side, whoever stood for whatever January 6th represented, the insurrection. Don't get it wrong. That was an insurrection against the United States. I don't care what anybody says. And if you support that shit, that's, my opinion is you are shit. That happened last year, right? Was it last year?
Yeah, last year.
Yeah, to my own personal opinion, those guys should have been held accountable a long time. I mean, finally something's getting done, but that should have been taken care of a long time.
But that's the fact that it happened in the United States, right? The only other date that happened was a bloody fucking civil war, right?
Yes, known as people will call it domestic terrorism.
Nah, we always like to make, US always likes to be like this clean. I think that's why other countries get on our case too. You all try to have a clean ass record, but you guys can't handle your own shit at home.
Exactly. Trying to go out and fix other people, get into other people's business, but you can't fix your shit. Fix your house before you try to go out and fix others.
And yep. And you know what?
My friend,
I think that's why. Go ahead, Puni.
My friend told me that he brought up a good point. He said, "Man, us here in America, we're basically like, them popular high school kids back in the days, the beautiful blonde chicks, cheerleader ones, and then 20 years later, you know what I'm saying? They're no longer popular. They're the ones that are fat, have a lot of kids. The only thing that's popular is their name, but their whole status is no longer. Wake the hell up." That kind of stuff. That's how he said that's how us Americans are. A whole bunch of that used to be cool, but now our name is cool.
We're not the cool kids on the block no more.
Cool kids on the block 20 years later, y'all.
Well, I think that's also why, because it leads into our second topic. That's also why China gets angry at us, right? China is like, you motherfuckers coming over here talking about our shit and look at your shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, shoot, we used to pick on them a lot on TV shows, movies. even politics. You know what I'm saying? Look down on a lot of other countries. You know what I mean?
Wow. Well, as I close out the topic for the alien part, I think I was talking about making plays on what investments we can make in. I'm not a financial advisor, but I think one things we can start looking at is transportation, like things we can start looking at making plays on for us as WeFob members. Let's try to look into transportation. We also technology. I know I know that I am, and I know our people here, because we're pulling everyone along. Investments in technology. That's why a lot of people stick with they're trying to promote and prop up Elon Musk, because he starts talking about this shit. What do y'all think?
Sounds good. I agree.
Transportation. I agree. I'm no expert at giving that type of advice, but it's a sound advice, and is common sense sometimes. But yeah, it's insane.
Right? Because they're now fighting over like what kinds of fuels to fuel transportation. But I'm saying, and I'm telling you all, when we crack that, when we down I think we already did down one of those freaking UFOs, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna figure out how those things are flying. Leave it to us humans to do that. We're gonna figure that stuff out, and they're gonna release it.
Yeah, because right now, I was just in the Bay Area not too long ago. I finally witnessed one of those cars self-driving themselves.
Yeah. Did you get a ride in it?
Hell no, I wasn't gonna ride in it. I rolled up right. I rode right up to it. It was crazy. You don't want to be behind them, because they will literally take their time of turning the light, and then try to make a U-turn. It is freaky just witnessing that.
Man.
And I encountered 2 of them. So next thing we're gonna see flying cars pretty soon.
Speaking of flying cars, can I give you all? So I asked, artificial intelligence is actually why I also think why we're going to crack the code on UFOs, because it's starting to do a lot of computations and the calculations for stuff. And I'm sure that when they find one, they're just going to give it to the AI and ask, hey, can you find out how this works? Scan and find out how this works. Stuff that we already seen in movies, right?
Yeah.
Like freaking like the Avengers, they have what's his name? Stark. Iron Man, he has that thing that can scan anything and understand how it works.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure we're close to that. Anyhow, I asked ChatGPT from Bing, can you make a prediction of my future? You guys
it's also going to change the medical world once we crack that code.
You guys want to see what it said? What it gave me? It's not too long of an answer.
Tell us about it, man. Tell us.
So it says, I'm afraid I can't give you a definitive prediction for your future, as there are many factors and uncertainties that can influence it. However, I can share with you some general trends and possibilities that some futurists have speculated about. Sorry. I had a frog in my throat. That some futurists have speculated about for the next decade. Here are some examples. According to Quantum Run, a futurist consulting firm, by 2023, we might see Germany outlawing combustion fuel cars, aquaculture providing nearly 2/3 of the world's seafood, flying cars hitting the road and the air, right, Queen? And scientists drilling into Earth's mantle.
Whoa.
Wow, that's crazy.
According to Forbes Technology Council, a community of tech executives and entrepreneurs by 2030, we might see AI becoming more accessible and affordable. We're already seeing that. AI ethics becoming a priority. AI augmenting human intelligence and creativity. And AI transforming, as Queen said, healthcare and education. We're seeing that right now.
Mm-hmm.
According to Power of Positivity, a website that promotes positivity thinking and lifestyle, by 2030, we might see more people working remotely, more people living in eco-friendly homes, like these are homes that are friendly to the environment, more people using cryptocurrencies,
Mm-hmm.
and more people traveling to space.
Man.
Of course, these are just some possible scenarios based on current trends and projections, and they may or may not come true. The future is not fixed or predetermined, but rather shaped by our choices and actions. Therefore, the best way to predict your future is to create it yourself. And it gave me a happy face emoji. What the
Freaking AI basically saying it's going to happen. They're just being so passive with this shit.
The AI pretty much said that guy so smooth, pretty much, I'm gonna be your daddy.
With that happy face
I'm gonna
emoji.
be in your house. You're gonna make me cook for you. I'm gonna cut your hair. I'm gonna do everything that a human used to do, and we're just gonna eliminate all humankind and all the 98% and all the 2%ers. You can stay.
Man,
There you go.
that's what they're talking about, and that elimination part is why friggin' your boy Elon Musk and every other is saying that everybody needs to regulate AI right now because it's going to cause some potential disasters in the future. Wefobz Nation, my opinion is we should be ready for that too.
Yeah,
Should be ready for any threat that should happen in the future based on any artificial intelligence. You should be ready for any war that may come in the future based on other countries, also based on within the United States if it happens. Just, man, get your assets up. You know, we talked about it before. Try to invest in assets that you know will last over long term. This is not, once again, I'm just saying, Wefobz Nation, this is stuff that I know what we're doing.
yeah.
It's not financial advice, but
Yep, just want to keep y'all up to date, coconuts.
and
We
want to
just
get
we
in
just
there.
chatting.
On our road to financial freedom, that's where we want to go. We want to have that stuff to set for our kids and our kids' kids, you know, everything down the future. Yeah.
And for everybody that's following us, you know, this is all for us. You know what I'm saying? We're trying to be, we're creating our own 2%ers.
Man, yeah. And I think I said it to Puni before. I want the 2% to become our 100%.
Amen to that.
Man, they call it your own utopia, but you know, the only thing about utopia, the sad story about that one is that utopia failed. So we want something to be lasting. It has to be sustaining, and we're trying to get it there. This podcast plays a key role in that. Man, whew, we got to that from aliens. Aliens again. Man. What do you, any other thoughts on this subject, everyone?
Nope. We closed it out. I think we covered all ends of it. You know, trying to think of for the whole world, how they will look at it.
Bang. Man. Oh,
Now it's time for them just to marinate on it.
Right?
Man. Soak it all in. And comment.
Comment, please. Definitely comment on any of the social media channels where we're posting this. Comment down below, up above, or right on top.
Or in your butthole.
Oh.
It just rhymed, Bruce. It just rhymed, bro.
Yeah.
Good thing Queen didn't catch that. Queen, did you catch that?
Queen's like, what the fuck?
Let's go, bro. Let's go. My bad.
Oh,
Carry
man. Shoot. You know, with that being said, some of these archaeological circles, as a closing end note, talk about stargates being found around the world that was talked about by ancient cultures. Keep a note of that, people, because like I said, AI may figure it out and how to open up those stargates. And what they mean by stargates is teleportation circles or teleportation doorways to other planets and other dimensions. This is so crazy. Okay.
Get to go in between the worlds.
Oh my gosh. Oh my
You know
gosh.
what though? Now it makes me think of the fact of the reason why governments, not just Americans, but around the world, are afraid. Because everybody, all their scientists in their labs, all their best scientists in all the countries, everything is inputted into it. They're computers.
It's a central brain, kind of like a central brain.
Mhm.
And
Everybody in the world, all their researches and stuff like that they're trying to hide from us 98%. Oh, it's too late now. Could it be that ChatGPT and all these AI will be our Robin Hood?
well, but it's hard to say because ChatGPT came from that very same system,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Just stay ready.
What if, stay ready. What if it was the very same system they put into place and they'd be like, okay, we kind of put that out there and we weren't thinking, which is usually the case, right? We weren't thinking, we gave power to the people.
Power to the people. Take it back.
Oh, man, there's so much to guess about and so much to you can be scared about it or you can be excited about it or you can be like, nah, it doesn't affect me because I got other things to worry about. But just understand, Wefobz Nation, being aware is actually better than not being aware. What's that saying? It's better for you to be a warrior in a garden rather than a gardener in a war.
Yeah.
That was that Sun Tzu? Sun Tzu?
Sun
The Art
Tzu.
of War?
The Art of
Or
War.
was it
Art of
the
War.
book of? It wasn't the Book of Fire. It was the Art of War, right? I think Bruce Lee said that.
One of them Asian guys
One
said
of,
that.
one of them said it. But just understand, once again, that anecdote or that saying, everybody, it's better for you to be a warrior in a garden, meaning you're prepared, rather than a gardener in a war. If you're a farmer in a war, what the frick you gonna do? You got no war skills? Okay, yeah. Anyhow, how about we all take a little break and be back right after these messages? What y'all think?
Works for me.
Oh,
All right. We'll be back. This show has been brought to you by wefobz.io and specifically the Wefobz Nation store. Wefobz Nation store is where you can find all types of merchandise that Wefobz Nation members are into. Their interests span from clothing wear, to backpacks, to kitchen utensils, and even anime collectibles. Everything you will find at wefobz.io. And we are back from that little break. Okay. So this next topic, it's also been a topic that we always discuss a lot on our podcast here at Wefobz Podcast with the Wefobz crew. China wants to remain friends with the U.S. China's new foreign minister meets U.S. envoy for the first time. This is a story by Bloomberg News. Basically, if I had to summarize this story, the foreign minister that met with the U.S. committee, the U.S. people at Beijing, I guess they all went to Beijing. Chinese Foreign Minister Qin Gang met U.S. Ambassador Nicholas Burns in the highest level meetings in weeks between the world's biggest economies, signaling that Beijing may soon allow more senior level discussions after rebuffing requests from the Biden administration to talk. They want to still remain friends with the U.S. He says Qin asked the American envoy to serve as a bridge between their nations at a meeting on Monday in Beijing, according to a statement from the Chinese Foreign Ministry. The top priority is to stabilize Sino-U.S. relations, avoid a downward spiral, and prevent accidents between China and the United States. I, for one, love that. Right? This is me. The U.S. and China, if they cooperate more and work alongside each other more, it's such a powerful alliance that a lot of people don't understand. That alliance is super powered alliance. Like that's these our two nations on Super Saiyan mode 3. What you both thinking?
I think it's a great thing. You said it all. I don't know. It's just it's good to hear that because of what's been going on in the world, and this will be a great asset for the U.S. Just my personal opinion. I know some people can't stand China and so forth, but
Right.
it's good to keep that rapport. I mean, whether they like it or not, China is a strong country.
Mhm.
We still purchase a lot of things made in China. But I'm just saying, it's a good thing that they still want to remain friends with the U.S.
Yeah. They're not dumb.
No,
Not
they're
dumb at
not.
all. They understand their biggest cash cow is the United States. And I think the United States is finally getting it. Like, you better clean your own shit before you talk about our shit. While at the same time, come on, let's be buddy. Why are we getting angry? That's what China's trying to say. Why are you getting angry at us? We're just the way we are. But I think the US too has a point, gotta step up to higher morals, I guess. Man, the US speaking about morals is it's hypocritical to me.
Yeah, no. For me, it's my personal opinion is I'm against it because of the simple fact is, they need to, like the U.S. is correct. They need to clean up their shit out there. They're polluting the air. They talk about what is this climate change, right? Trying to talk about all that, but they're one of the biggest cause of it, polluting the air with their yellow dust, with all them factories they have out there, slaving their people out there for minimum wage. It's not even minimum wage. That's like an undertake of the word. More like what, 50 cents or something like that they got to work an hour? And they barely have a day off. You know what I'm saying? We forget about that kind of stuff. It's only good for the 2%ers, American 2%ers, if we do partner up with them. Why? Because all our stuff, the clothing, any kind of material, apparels, just anything. It's cheaper out there in China because they're slaving out them people out there, and they're just working with barely anything. So to me, I take it as a fact that I would like us to continue to put our foot on their throat for them to wise up and do, what I'm saying, and get their shit together, because it will help our own people out. You know what I'm saying? That we have a lot to work in out here. The poverty out here in just the state of California is so huge. All these bums all over the place, living on the streets. You know what I'm saying? I feel like if it does happen, maybe our own corporation will have no choice but to reset prices on every retail out there so it can be affordable and allow people to work and make ends meet instead of charging everybody. I mean, rent alone for people that rent houses or apartments are a lot higher than mortgage, but even mortgage payments has went up. I'm just only talking about just even at that level. So that's why I disagree, yo. In just a little
Great point. Great points.
Yeah, very good points.
Because even the gas, you know what I'm saying? And the gas has to do with Middle East. But all these stuff is just these greedy 2%ers. It's putting not only China that we're shunning them, but we're also checking our own corporation. All the rich folks out here that are just wasting money away. They're making so much money. It's like I said before, my friend tells me, it's like, our rich people and everybody that social media talk a lot of shit about our government. But man, if trouble happens, who do we all turn to? Our military force, our government. And we're, our government and all our families out there that have soldiers out there protecting our country are going to have to cover our asses. You get what I'm saying, yo? That's how I feel about that, yo. I don't want to get too deep in it because now my blood is starting to boil.
We see,
Mm-hmm.
You already got too deep in it because you brought up a lot of points there. But you know what? Those points are also hypocritical because the U.S. too has its problems. The same thing. You said something about put our leg on the throat. You all remember what happened about that kind of saying? The U.S., that's actually why China got a one-up over us, because we exposed a lot of the shit that we were doing from the last previous years, from 2021 all the way through to 2022.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only reason China was able to get a one-up on us, because the U.S. exposed a lot of its weaknesses to the world from different types of things that was going on in the politician circle and how they all these politicians. I'm saying from Biden on down back to, they're just exposing a lot of weaknesses in the U.S. and that's why a lot of other countries are starting to get, oh yeah, we can. Oh, so you guys been doing that shit? Now come, let's see if you can bring yourself to the table and talk again. This U.S.-China relationship thingy, I just feel, my opinion, is with Queen. It's better because if anything is better than war, going to war with another nation. The very same thing that you say these 2%ers causing problems, they actually want this war to happen, is my opinion.
War
because,
makes money.
Yep, they profit off of war. That's why they want the U.S. to be stepping on China like that, I believe, or stepping on Russia, or stepping on any other country. War makes millionaires.
And that's why I'm grateful for our social platform that we have here. We have our platform. We have so many platforms out there reaching out to the world. Like, yo, this is all 2% is doing. It had nothing to do with us regular folks. You know what I'm saying? That's why I also feel like that there ain't going to be a war once the whole world stands up. Because it is the 2%ers that's trying to do all this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Well, not all of the 2%ers. We can't classify them all under one thought process. The scary part is a part of those 2%ers are the U.S. government.
Absolutely.
The senators, the representatives, the presidents. Everybody doesn't understand they make a lot of money. Well, the president doesn't make as much money as all these other guys, I think, or
because as soon as they get into office, they start aligning themselves with, different companies or whatever countries.
Yes, the CEOs, they have access to these 2%ers that you were talking about.
They make the laws. So they hide little details in the laws. That's why people got to start reading. Yeah, the benefits.
To benefit their companies and their little circles.
And like what Puni Moa said earlier is the whole world but first US people need to start speaking up because the government is for the people, by the people, but we have shown that away from it so far. Yes. And now they think when they get in office, they tell us what to do. But my belief, this is my own opinion, we as the people need to take our, need to voice more and be more vocal about because they work for us. We don't work for them. And they should have a term set, they should be in there for life. You got people up in that office, 80 and, and still serving. It's time for you. It's time for them to go.
Queen, it's just like that one Feinstein lady. She's a Democratic, like everybody from both sides, like the Republicans the Republican and Democrats trying to tell you need to get out. You too old. You need to. I think it's been spread around in a lot of social media circles that there needs to be term limits set for people in power.
Yep.
When you set a term limit for people in power, it does, that's a check and balance. That's the whole beauty of the U.S. system too, checks and balances. But we've noticed that they've gotten smarter on how to use loopholes around those checks and balances to stay in power longer, right? Yes. These people in our governments. I know you all are talking about Queen, especially you're talking about our people gotta voice their stuff. I believe you gotta go more. You gotta stand up, go and run, support someone who's running, get the policies made that benefit your community, and then that's where the changes come in. People think it's the president and stuff. No, it's not the president. It's at your local district. It's at where you're living, your cities. It's at, your mayor. It's at your pulenu, right?
Yeah.
It's that level that you want to affect the change, the lowest level.
It starts from there.
You affect the change at the lowest level. You affect the policy you want to make at the lowest levels. Get the people at the, the supervisors, the managers at your level. Get the right ones in that believe in I think it's not believe in your ideals. It's believe in the goodness of the majority, like believe in benefiting the community, like your community, right?
Mm-hmm.
because it has to be. It's people got different types of. Everybody calls themselves left and right in the U.S. It's stupid to me. It's got to be work together. You got a right arm and a left arm. Got to work together.
Mhm.
I look at the right arm. You know how I look at it like this: like the right arm is like the defensive arm, the attacking arm, always protects people, and the left arm is the creative arm, always produces good things, like creates things for the future, while your right arm protects you. That's how it should be looked at. That's what I believe the U.S. should be looking at themselves like. And then you got to have a center. The center is that moral part, the moral code part. The hard thing, though, is a bunch of idiots out there don't have morals. They don't have filters. They don't care about their fellow man, is what I'm trying to say. There's
It's
people
called
like
greed.
that.
It's called greed.
Well, Queen, what about people who are not greedy? They just want to do that on purpose. Like in our tech circles, we call them trolls. Like they just want to be bad on purpose. They just want to say stupid shit on purpose. They just want to do stupid shit on purpose.
That's just pure asshole.
Yeah, but you all know they exist, right?
Oh yeah.
They just want to cause chaos. It's so tough.
Because they love misery. They just love to see.
Yes,
all that
they do.
stuff.
And I know every single Wefobz Nation member knows somebody in their circle or somebody in their family that does that. You might even be a person that does it, Wefobz Nation member.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But how do we make a place where we want to, where all those types of thinking is okay? Everybody's got a, what do you call it? I don't want to say make a sacrifice, but everybody's got to come to a compromise. Right? You can't have it all your way most of the time. That's just a fact.
Yes. You have to meet in the middle, because you will never get everything you want. You're gonna have to give some to get some. So it's part of negotiation, it's bargaining.
Yes.
You're gonna have to learn how to bargain which one is more important, setting the prioritize of what is more important. What would very effective for the mass?
The nation as a whole,
Yes.
but I don't even want to say the nation because it gets too
no,
cloudy.
like you said, I'm
what
talking
would
about starting
benefit
from
your
the
community?
small. Yes, the community.
What would benefit your community and in turn benefit you? I mean, if you want to get greedy, okay, first, how about if your neighbor and everybody else is doing okay and they help you out?
Mhm.
But if you have somebody that's just being an asshole, then I go back to
You gotta ignore those assholes. I mean, not ignore. You have to shut them off.
Cut them off.
Keep going forward. Just like how we start this Wefobz, platform. There's a lot of naysayers out there, but guess what? We just keep moving forward. Because we believe in what we're doing, and we see the light at the end of the tunnel. But even though it gets shut off sometimes, but we're still going to see it because we just be consistent and move forward. As for the people inside the city, like you said, we started in the community. But the main thing is people have to want to do it. We can talk about this until we turn blue and lead a horse to the water. We can't make them drink. You have to make that decision to actually want to participate, and then start exercising and educating yourself on your policies, whatever you're going to go attend these town hall meetings. That's how you become active. Start getting involved in the community. That's how you make the real change. And so back to China and the US. It's got to start from our home and going into these town hall meetings and start making, changes and stuff. Because if not, we're still going to have old folks up there that need to come home and rest. Still lining their pockets. Their pockets got so much holes that they got money built up to the ground, and they're going to die with that. And that's not going to, do anything. But yeah, it starts from home. It starts from, getting active. And by getting active, you got to educate yourself. And the main thing is, it's a choice.
Yep, it's a choice for you to step up if you want to make things better. I mean, a lot of people say it's such a hassle to do all that shit. But then again,
then that's part of the problem.
Where are we? Well, it goes back to this topic once again. People, you don't realize, if we become a strong alliance with China, we will be set for thousands of years.
And we need
thousands
to be
of
very
years.
smart and strategic about it, instead of letting other countries come run us over because they see the vulnerability now. They see the weakness of this country. Like you said earlier, about 2 years ago, when this country shut down, we were exposed.
Yep, we expose all kinds of shit to the world
All our crazy nonsense.
that the forefathers and the previous guys who ever run it. Why is my avatar laughing? Hell. Anyhow, that they always kept under wraps, and they kept under wraps because they knew if they exposed their weaknesses. Another thing from the art of war, you don't expose your weaknesses to other people. But times have changed, right? People are trying to stay away from war. Everybody's trying to make a buck. We're here, Wefobz Nation, trying to make financial freedom.
Hell yeah.
We need to get away from these old systems. These old systems are the very systems pulling us into like wars and going against one another. It's better to cooperate than it is to compete. Like you'll see. People don't understand that. You'll see. Let me give you a hypothesis, Puni and Queen. What happens if the US and China get so good like at what, it probably wouldn't in our lifetime. But then it's a good thing, it's one of those cool things to think about. They get so good in this alliance and they create a whole new country. You ever thought about that?
Nope. But now I am.
A whole new country where the US and China merge.
The possibilities.
I'm pretty sure some of those leaders, both in our government and their government, it has ticked in their head. They don't want to do it because they don't want to give up power. But it may get to a point, and then we'd be able to travel freely between the two sides. It's like, oh, you're going over there to Beijing? We called ourselves the United States because we brought together a whole bunch of if you understand the history of the United States, how it was not the United States before, what's to say that that can't happen again?
Yeah.
Or if not even the US and China, and then also the US and Africa, or the US and Europe. Think outside the box, Wefobz Nation. These are things maybe you should be bringing up your kids and thinking about. You can't stay in these stuck systems that we're still in forever. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. And Puni Moa made some great, great points. And those are other things you got to look at, especially if you want to start collaborating and working together. You got to see the bad and the good and just meet in the middle. But that's all our opinion. Start thinking, people. Let this marinate and just start thinking. You got to start thinking, exercise that brain of yours.
Man, that's such a good thought right there. What if all the world nations just came together and become one nation, one freaking entire world global nation?
Well, we can always thank Adam and Eve for fucking all that up. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
that's why we're like the way we are. We're gonna be into this laboring away until the Lord comes. At least for us believers of Christ.
Right.
Right.
Well, let me give you.
Here we go. Hold on, y'all. Let me continue because I'll let you two talk for 5-10 minutes. It's been 17 minutes now. Y'all be going back and forth. Now it's Puni Moa's turn to talk. I disagree.
We were taking.
I agree. Oh yeah, I was hearing it. I'm absorbing and I soaked it all in. Soaked everything y'all were talking about. First of all, I want to say yes, you guys are right. We need to work together, and it starts from your home, your neighbors. Ask yourself, my listeners. Do you even know your neighbors? Do you even know them? You know what I'm saying? And Queen talked about town halls. Do you even go to participate? Go and attend these town halls meetings? Because that's a fact, man. That's true. Mm-hmm. Do you even know your senator? Do you even know who's in charge of your city?
Your representative, your mayor, your governor, your freaking mayor.
Those are all the check marks, man. Those are all the check marks y'all need to go through. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that, but I'm also got to check myself too. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? And not only that, that's how it starts, right? We agree. I can agree with you too about that. Now, the whole thing about kumbaya with China, Puni Moa still says You know why I say that?
No.
Why? This is why I say that, yo. This is why I say that.
You can't say that, bro. You can't say that.
Yeah.
You can't say
Delete
that.
that part. Drop that part right there. I still disagree. Of us, kumbaya with them, because I believe in the fact that they need to, until they can change their ways and have some kind of way of how America is going, the freedom of speech and all that to their own community, their own country, then I can see the possibility of us working. But they always seems like not just China, but every countries that we deal with, why is it that America always got to give more and we get the end of the stick? That's all I'm saying on that level and then on that part. And that's all I got with y'all. I rest my case. I'm done.
Mm-hmm. Well, Puni, it'd be cool to know that's actually the thinking up there. Like, that's the U.S. thinking in general right now. Any administration that's they say, because with China, they're always saying, you killing these other people and stuff like that. You can't be doing it. You're doing all kinds of crazy stuff. You can't
it's all government. Like every government's corrupted. Every government. I'm not saying every government's corrupted.
You have a point. Everybody should be held to a moral. But that's what we talked about. You need to have moral standards for the betterment of the human race. Where the U.S. is coming from.
And the only reason why United States can talk like that, because of the fact that we don't have the history that China have or Europe have. Europe and China alone goes back dated, right?
Like they're the big brothers. It's just they're the big boy. They've been there. The U.S. has only been in power. Been in existence for 200 years. I get
exactly. So how can
a youngin come and tell them right? And
exactly. So when you're saying, that's why my point is, how are we able to tell them let's work together when we know that that's their culture? They had Mongolia, they had the Mongols, and then it was China. They had to reunite. You know what I'm saying? It's like it all goes back in history, man.
It does. And if people know the history lessons, and I think there's people that hold on to those history lessons. Yep. It's a very complicated subject, everyone. Wefobz Nation members, but this is where our opinions lie on this matter. You just heard it from Queen Puni Moa here in guysosmooth, and we hope you take something of it. Once again, just a review. We're gonna, how do we get into this? How can we get our financial freedom through all this information? With the aliens, we can start putting into. I believe we're gonna make plays on trying to put into transportation stocks and shares and companies. Trying to put into things about technology. I know I'm big up in technology already. Trying to put into things that do a lot of discoveries. It even comes to exploring other planets. And I think Puni Moa said it with Chief a while back in our other podcast, exploring the ocean. Sheesh, we're going off to space. What about our other space here on Earth? Freaking deep oceans. And then when we come to the subject of U.S. and Sino relationships with China, or like Sino-U.S. relations, what they call it, SINO-US. It's good and bad in both ways. Puni says you gotta get your act clean. Queen says, the U.S. is a little hypocrite trying to say that. In the long run, how does this benefit? How can Wefobz Nation members benefit off of this? Look at where there's companies that deal with this type of stuff. Maybe investing in those companies that are going to move forward. There's going to be a stronger, that the company may grow. Transportation, again, right? Tourism, again, to all the states. I don't know about you all, but everybody, it does look like tourism is starting to make a roar back, like make a comeback with people traveling from either side, from either the U.S. or from China.
It is.
It looks like it again. Everybody's getting used to the whole face mask thing. Whether you wear a face mask and shit, everybody's like at the point where that's up to you, and it's not holding back anything. This animosity between people, that needs to stop. Everybody needs to compromise and just do your thing. Stop stepping on people's toes. That's how I feel. War is not good for us, the common folk. The 2%ers, it's probably good for them. But always remember that before you ever try to go into trying to start a war or think of supporting a war. And Got it.
Sounds good. Yeah.
Okay. That's that on that end. We're gonna take another short break here and come back right after these messages. You all right with that, Queen and Puni Moa?
Yep.
All
Yes,
right.
sir.
Let's go. This show has been brought to you by wefobz.io and specifically our Wefobz Nation store's bestseller section. Look in the bestseller section to find Amazon items that Wefobz Nation members usually purchase or are interested in purchasing. We are an Amazon affiliate, so you'll definitely be helping us out by clicking on those links and buying your items from our Wefobz Nation store. Bestseller section. Wefobz, bringing it to you. So that was deep. Thank you both. Those two topics were pretty deep. Once again, we be having some deep conversations and shit.
I love it. Educational too.
Oh, yes, it is. Educational, entertaining. Wefobz.
And motivating too. I need to go meet my neighbors and start to get to know them better. You know what I'm saying?
Update us on how that goes. Update us on, that my brother knows our neighbors around here. I met some of them. They're pretty cool in my area. Pretty cool.
And know what district you're in, know who your leaders are.
Yeah. Definitely. How about we come back again and just update each other on how things are going on if we're trying to affect changing policies to benefit ourselves through our communities. How about that?
I like that.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Let's keep that as part of our podcast for our future podcast moving forward. Man, you know what? I also forgot before I go on into the freaking biz news section. Congrats, Wefobz Nation. We missed it because it was on a weekend and we weren't airing on a weekend, but we just had our 1 year anniversary. Wefobz Enterprise has existed for exactly 1 year since May 6th. I know it was like a couple weeks, like 2 weeks or 1 week and a half ago, but yeah. We want to just give a shout out to all y'all.
Let's go.
So beautiful it's been 1 year since this concept came together, and I want to thank you, Queen. Thank you, Puni Moa. Shout out to Gray, shout out to Chief Lot also, and everyone, all of our fans and current listeners that are here now, new and old. We're coming a long way, and we believe in consistency, sustainability. To keep it simple, we believe on moving forward and getting that goal of financial freedom together. We're going to do it through these channels that we're talking about. Don't forget, we also got our other segment, Whyuce Podcast, that's going to be coming out. They did their latest friggin' thing. Queen Puni Moa did their thing on that latest episode where they marked a milestone. You definitely want to check that out. That was episode 10, right, guys?
Oh, yeah.
Episode 10. Man, they hit a milestone with that one. Congrats on all of you for hitting episode 10. You all hit your episode 10. We hit our episode 20, and we hit the freaking 1 year anniversary.
That's what I'm talking about.
Oh my gosh. Anyhow,
this is great.
This is great, isn't it?
It is, y'all.
Man. So a lot of people love this. They love it when we bring it. This is the Bzzz news section. Bzzz news is any type of news that affects our interest. We're bringing it to you. It's that news that makes your mind go bzzz sometimes. But Wefobz is going to cover it because we believe everybody should be aware of what's going on, whether it's supernatural, natural, unnatural, whatever it is. Be aware, be there, be interested. All right. So we talked about aliens. BuzzFeed put out an article. Demi Lovato. You all know who Demi Lovato is?
Of course, Oos.
Posted pictures of a UFO she spotted. And that could be something.
Wow.
So Demi Lovato,
crazy.
she has her own supernatural show too. But she posted a picture. If you go look at If you look up that news article, everyone, she posted a picture of a possible UFO, and it's something. It's like a long ass cigar shaped looking thing in the sky, moving in weird ways. But she posted it to her, I think it was her TikTok or her Instagram. That's what she did. UFOs once again. Demi Lovato. It was over a bunch of windmills. Whew. Live Science, Charles Q. Choi writes, the first mega tsunami on record since antiquity, meaning since ancient times, was triggered by a Tonga volcanic eruption.
What?
Yep.
That's crazy.
That's right. The first mega tsunami was in our area. Imagine.
Wow, that is crazy.
The Tonga underwater volcanic eruption rivaled the strength of the largest U.S. nuclear bomb and produced a mega tsunami nearly the height of a 30-story skyscraper, a recent study finds. On January 15, 2022, the Hunga Tonga Hunga Hapai submarine volcano, a large cone-shaped mountain located near the islands of Kingdom of Tonga in the South Pacific, erupted with a violent explosion and caused a mega tsunami. That's the largest mega tsunami ever created in human history. That everybody knows of. Well, that scientists know of. Whew. We hold the record. Man, imagine our ancestors back then, right? Right? Our
Yeah.
ancestors. Yeah. Okay. Moving on. So there's a new study that finds the prehistoric migration from China to the Americas. This is affiliated AFP News. Issam Ahmed writes about it, saying that in the ancient times, China and the Americas, when I say Americas, it's both the North and South America, all America. North, South, East, West America. People understand that there's a South America, there's a North America.
Yeah, yep.
China was traveling between the two places in ancient times. That's what this thing is saying. Might want to rethink not rethink, might want to say that U.S.-China relationship should, carry on. As far back as ancient times, yep. Native Americans back in those ancient days were in communication with China, the people from China, northern coastal China, and they found this through DNA. Whew, the things that they're finding. Here's something for all of you all. The 5 most insulting gifts to give to mom on Mother's Days and what to give to her instead. You both want to know about that?
Oh yeah.
Let me hear it. I want to hear it.
Man. So this is from Rick Broida. I hope I didn't butcher that, Rick. Sorry. Of Yahoo Life. Okay, gift number 1. Do not give your mom a traditional vacuum cleaner. Instead, give her a robot vacuum. Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to put all this in our Wefobz Nation store bestseller section, everyone, if you want to get some of this stuff. Gift number 2, do not give your mom a fitness tracker. Instead, give your mom an item tracker. Right?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. You don't want to be forcing your mom to think, oh, she got to go exercise and shit, even though it's healthy, but yeah. Okay, gift number 3, do not give your mom a bidet. A bidet. Is it a bidet or a bidet?
Why? They're tripping the toilet. Yeah, the toilet seat.
But come on.
Oh, bidet?
Yeah, a bidet.
I want to hear what the replacement is because he's tripping or she's
Yeah, he's tripping. Bidet's nice.
Yeah. Even like the vacuum.
So
I
they're
disagree.
saying bidets are great, no question. I started using one during the pandemic because toilet paper was short and haven't looked back or reached back. Know what I mean? But come on, as a gift for mom, as with fitness trackers, unless serious hints have been dropped, you don't force a bidet on someone.
Mm.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
what's the
Okay.
exchange instead of what? So a
A
bidet or
self-heating coffee mug. Ooh.
nah? I'll go with a bidet. Because I'll install it myself.
Man, do you
Self-heating
you know,
coffee mug, that's boring.
I know. Whack. Whack. I disagree.
Dong.
I think coffee drinkers would disagree though. I've met some
Mhm.
coffee drinkers who are really into their coffee. Like I have a majority of my freaking family.
I know my mama would love a bidet, cleaning up her butt. Mm-hmm. She'll be like, son, you saved me a lot of money for toilet paper. I'm like, yep, mama.
Oh man, right? But for Mother's Day? Nah,
Yeah.
that's what they're
For
saying.
Mother's Day. Mhm. And then I'll just take her to Starbucks. There you go. Bam.
Gift number 4. Don't give your mom a new TV. Okay. Give her a digital photo frame. Interesting. Interesting. Because they're all, I guess,
It's
I think-
sentimental.
Yeah,
very
that's
sentimental.
a good one.
That work.
They'll like that one.
Yeah, that
Man.
I like that.
I actually want to get one of those. I gotta freaking
That's a
get.
good
I
idea,
have so
actually.
many photos. Don't you all have so many photos? You want?
Hell yeah.
I got
Remember
photos
how
I want to put out. Shit.
remember
You
how
know
our
what?
mothers would have their
Yeah.
remember the book ones that they have in their
Yeah. Oh,
very
yeah.
So
The
they would like that.
albums, the
Yeah. I
old
think they would love
albums.
that.
Okay, you
Mhm.
know what? Yeah, I'm gonna get with that. And then last and not least, do not insult your mother by giving her a sex toy.
Oh gosh.
Oh, hell no. Who's the perv that came up with that? No shit.
Wait, didn't you talk about that shit on our last podcast?
Well, so some guys or children or the adult children probably looking at their mom. Oh, mom needs a friend. Mom needs some excitement in her life. Yeah, but I wouldn't. No, not for today. Not even to give to your mother.
Oh,
To each its
man.
own, right? To each its
I
own.
guess maybe
Yeah.
you know their mother
you
very
must
well.
be some twisted person if you do that.
So what's replacing that?
Instead, give her an exciting
Your dad.
experience.
Give her what?
Your daddy.
Give her it says give her an experience, and this is how they explain it. I think that as a general rule, moms want less stuff and more experiences. And they especially love when you put some thought and effort into planning them. For example, pickleball is all the rage right now. So what about some lessons? Bonus points if you join in. You could also gift her something like a painting or cooking class, a day trip with some new interesting stops along the way, like bakeries, art galleries, etc. A hike in a particularly scenic locale you researched with some new hiking poles to unwrap before setting out. You get the idea. You don't have to spend a lot. You just need to show you care.
Okay.
Okay.
I can attest to that personally. That works. It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Our old folks are always
Yeah, they
intense.
always like, oh, I just want money. But then when you do stuff
Yeah.
for that, they appreciate it. Yep.
They really do. They tend to be locked up in the house a lot and not go a lot of places. There are creatures of routine.
Yep.
But when
My
you
mom
do,
used to love that. I used to give her spa days.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That was an awesome article right there. I'm gonna close it out with I'm gonna close out business news with these last two right here. This last Nick Cannon, Los Angeles Times, Amy's Kaufman writes. He has 11 kids with 6 women, and he also makes $100 million a year. Dang.
He'd be all right.
He'll be all right. He take care of the kids. Yep.
I'm not even thinking about the kids and the women that the 6 women he has them with. There's even an article that says the woman that he goes home to is the woman that calls him last of the day and stuff like that. But I'll come back to that subject like a little bit later in a couple seconds. $100 million a year, people. Wefobz Nation, we want to get on that level.
Heck yeah.
That's where we
Mhm.
want to get. He's doing so how he did it. He's such an entrepreneur. he used his star, you know, after being an actor and coming in all these big movies.
Yep.
He used that to get gigs, like hosting gigs, sponsorship gigs, gigs working with other companies. He used his star power to get him jobs that get him 100 million, and he's investing for passive income. Cool. All right.
Interesting.
That's where it's at, man. That is where it is at.
But you know, with Nick Cannon, man, that guy is just a baller. But we'll talk about that next episode. I want to talk about that.
Well,
that's its own thing by its own.
Well, Wefobz Nation, man. Puni, I know you got something to do. You want to give any shout outs before you got to go? And then Queen and I will stick around just to close this thing out.
Yeah, man. I just want to thank our listeners for tuning in. And I want to thank you guys, and Chief Lot and Gray, you know what I'm saying, for the 1 year anniversary of Wefobz. And also just making it happen, y'all. I appreciate y'all. But Puni Moa gotta go. Gotta go to work.
Hustle, right? You gotta go get that financial freedom made.
See ya. Go make that
yes,
dollar.
sir, man.
All right,
y'all. Stay up, y'all.
Stay up.
Later.
Oh, and real quick, happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, all the mothers out there, y'all. From Puni Moa.
Puni. Thanks, Queen, for staying around.
Yes.
But man, I love it. So this guy, the fact that the 100 million, I like it for us, Wefobz Nation, but I'm just scratching my head over, you know how everybody talks about no polygamy in the US? Isn't that indirect polygamy right there?
You can look at it that way.
Is it?
But he wasn't even married to any of them, right?
There we go. That is the concept when you think about it. Right?
Yeah. I think, was he only married to Mariah Carey? That's it?
Yeah, I think it was. I might be wrong, but
so if we look at it that way, and if it is true, then I wouldn't look at it like that. I mean, he just been with different women and just dropping babies everywhere.
Yeah, 2008 to 2016.
God dang.
But
he's making his money though, $100 million. Like you say, he used his popularity, stardom.
Yep.
Do his Nick Cannon show, you know, and he hosts the talent show, is it? America's Got Talent? Yeah, he just loved it.
And I bring it back to the concept that Puni always talks about, the 2%ers. The 2%ers are judged on a different level, right? What if if it was one of our common day people, one of us, man, how we'd be shunned for a community for having that kind of thing going on, right?
Oh boy. Amen. Right? Yes.
I mean, we wouldn't have the money,
absolutely,
but then you have babies from 6 different mamas or daddies, and man, heartfelt out. Like, it's just the fact that the 2%ers get judged on a different thingy. That's the human view. Like, they can do whatever they want up there and we can't.
Yeah, because they got the money. So the money supposedly gives you power, and people ignore all the bad, negative stuff that you're conducting. But the money, it overrides and it supersedes what the bad's going. So people just look at the money. I mean, yeah,
it's the truth of the world, people, and that's why they be doing some stupid shit up there. Pedophiles, murders, it's all there. But as Puni said, and you said it, Queen, it's being exposed because they can't hide no more with the cameras in their faces. That's why these people are getting canceled who do shit. On the other side of the note, the
power of social media.
On the other side, we're trying to get a piece of that power so we could live our best life for ourselves and our families. That's where Wefobz comes in. I mean, there's all that negativity side on that stuff, but we're still on our journey towards financial freedom, everybody.
That's right.
Let them worry about their shit like that. Let the top worry about that. But also you got to protect your kids and stuff from these people. Always be aware. What I'm trying to say is just shit. Do your shit, be aware, be ready. Stay ready.
Stay alert.
Yep. Oh man. That was something. Okay. Updates on Wefobz. Well, you see it. We had our 1 year anniversary, May 6th. That was on a Saturday, so we weren't really doing stuff until now. A lot of Wefobz, the Wefobz founders here, all of us, we were a little bit busy, but we're glad that happened. We're glad to be a part of this. We're happy and honored you all are here sharing this journey with us. As I said before, we'll put on these items, those 5 gifts that I think for your mom, I'll put it up in our bestseller section on the Wefobz website. We've got some more live videos there from gaming sessions with me, guysosmooth. Soon, Queen and Puni Moa and Chief and Gray will be probably inserting stuff there. Also, if we're also putting a call out. We've had some people. If you want to do a show, hit us up. Come.
Yes.
If you believe in this vision, come be a part of this vision. We are opening the invitation to you all. This invitation will only stay open for a limited time, people, because when the ship flies, when the rocket goes and never turns back.
You better jump on it. We'll be at the end of it.
Oh, yeah.
Ride the wave with us. Ride the wave with us.
That's where it's at. Well, Queen, it's time for Following the Market.
Let's go.
Yeah. So following the market is Wefobz's way of keeping up to date with money plays that are going on around the world. We usually never did this as coconuts coming from small island and being out here in the US. But now we're getting into it because I think Queen said it best. We don't want to miss the train on our next financial freedom potential goal, on our next, way to reach financial
These
freedom.
opportunities that's out there, we just gotta grab and go,
Yeah, because we've missed a
go.
couple. We've missed
Yes,
a couple
we
of
did.
trains. We've missed in our lifetimes. Queen, guysosmooth, Chief, Puni Moa. We've missed a couple of trains, and we don't want to miss this train. Not at this age that we're at. Moving forward. Man, let's get with it. So, ChatGPT is back in for our Wefobz update. That's the big thing. ChatGPT is all around the world. People talk about it. It's kind of, you think the talk about ChatGPT is dying out right now? Queen?
No. ChatGPT is out there, man.
So it's not dying out.
What do you think?
Well, this news article by Robert Carnival. I hope I said that right, Robert. ChatGPT picks a winning stock portfolio which easily beats the top performing funds. So it picked a fictional stock portfolio. It picked a bunch of stocks that if you had put money into it, it put the top 10 UK funds to shame.
Damn.
ChatGPT, you are the shit.
Yeah. I told you it ain't going nowhere right now.
Nope. ChatGPT, hurry up and figure out stargates and freaking travel underwater and shit like that too, please. I'm ready. Elon Musk. Is he in the news? Nope. Sorry, wrong article. He is in the news a lot, Wefobz Nation, but it was the wrong article I was looking at. Anyhow, for following the market, Insider, is it Azumi Harun and Hannah Gedahan? Azmi Harun and Hannah Gedahan. I'm so sorry, girls or guys, if I got that right. Anyhow, they write from Insider, Snoop Dogg goes off script on streaming platform payouts in a viral rant. He says, can someone explain to me how you can get 1 billion streams and not get $1 million? Snoop Dogg at the forefront, because right now they have the writers' strike going on in Hollywood, I think.
Okay.
And he's speaking about, like these platforms, like the one, to speak, like Spotify.
Yeah.
Pays pennies for 1 million streams. And he's saying, what the fuck? Chief and I think had discussed it before. The it's just Spotify is just like another music industry production company. That's been their, people call it, that's been their corrupt ways. But to each their own, and if you think on that level, I would side more with Snoop Dogg though. Being as us as creators, like, right?
Yeah.
And then there's that side that says, but we're the ones that got you famous. You know, that's where Spotify and them are coming from. We're the ones that gave you the platform.
Man, they're being damn cheap.
Tell me about it. But that's also why wars are caused and why the 2%ers are the 2%ers, right?
Exactly. Get shortchanged.
Yep. All right. Futurism. Noor al-Sibai. Sibai. Sorry again, man. The CEO of OpenAI trashes remote work as a failed experiment. What?
Remote work as a failed experience?
Yeah, a failed experiment, like a science experiment.
Okay.
So what? OpenAI CEO Sam Altman has come out as one of the latest tech industry titans against remote work. He says it's harmful to creativity. Doing a so-called fireside chat hosted by the fintech giant Stripe, Altman, per Fortune, not only trashed the practice itself, but took on companies that continue to engage in it. What?
Well, he's coming from the side of being creative. So, and then, big companies, they remote, I guess it works better because it saves the company money because they're staying home and not have to, let's say, rent a space or whatever, save office space. The creativity part, because I'm just trying to think how he's
keep coming because
because you stay home, you become complacent. I'm just trying to think like that, just being devil's advocate, and you're just going to do the bare minimum. You're not even going to do what you're worth doing a job. You're just going to do as much as you can with a lot of time and not do even probably nothing at all. You're just going to do the bare minimum to get by. You're not going to go above and beyond. You're not going to be creative on how to make it work better. And plus you're no longer going to commute. I mean, conversate people. You may lose that craft, how to speak to people. So I think in his mind,
yeah, that's what he's thinking. That's probably how he's thinking. Man, what's his name? Altman? I just feel you need to compromise, Zeus. It's a new day and age. That old way of thinking ain't cutting it no more. Results are all that matter. The process to get the results, for me, I believe, the process to get there, okay. If you want to control the process, if you want to own how the process is done, then maybe I could see thinking your way. But isn't it, if you get the best results, no matter where a person is, that should count. And I think a lot of companies understand that. That's why they do remote work, because they're still getting good results. Don't be a hater, bro. You created Chat GPT. Don't be a hater. Come on now. You created Chat GPT, punk.
You made it convenient.
You made it convenient for people to do fucking remote work. Man, you're also killing other people's jobs anyways.
Exactly.
Right?
Now you want them to come back to the building?
Don't be a hater, bro. Don't be a hater. Compromise. Compromise, Oos.
And here's your answer, Oos.
Dude.
Do telework.
Man, but that's the thing, right? The people who create stuff, we are thinking, man, they may be thinking a certain nice way. And then they come up with this stupid shit.
Right? You created it. You dug your own grave, now lay in it.
Yeah. You think you know something. You really don't, Wefobz Nation member. Never assume that you know anyone. Always assume the person you are talking to, you really don't know. You really don't know until you know.
You don't know, you know.
Damn. Okay, moving on. Fortune. Tristan Bove writes, Microsoft says AI can fix 3 problems with the drudgery of work, from ending burnout to clearing out companies' digital debt.
Interesting.
Despite evidence that bosses are already planning to replace their workers with artificial intelligence, Microsoft is insisting that the technology will make work better instead of obsolete, claiming that an alliance between AI and workers is already taking root in the business world. Microsoft, stop being hypocritical. You all laying off a bunch of people. Bullshit. I call bullshit.
Want to come out here and talk about that nonsense, and yet you're doing something else.
Yeah. Your right hand is doing something while your left hand is doing something behind your back, huh? Pieces of shit. Yeah.
Hello.
That's just my opinion. I'm just joking. Microsoft, you know, we cool. Don't cancel me from your Microsoft bill. I want my rewards, please.
Status quo, guys. Status quo.
That is cool. But I don't know, Queen. Maybe they do have a point. We find the balance between AI and our work, it just makes work better for us, easier. As long as you all ain't firing us, right?
We're still useful.
We're still useful. We're only human. Wow. I got a lot for following the market. You okay with this?
Keep going.
Futurism again. So this one's China arrests a man for using ChatGPT to write fake news. Noor Al-Sabai writes this again. There you have it. The dark side of AI. Fake news writers. Yep. It's gotten faster for them.
Yeah.
It's like Microsoft says. It actually increases your productivity, whether you're doing stupid shit or good shit.
So it's 50-50.
Yep. And Wefobz Nation members, if you don't know AI, please get to learn AI.
Exactly.
AI has been here for a while. They've made it more accessible to you. That's the only thing. That's the difference. You as a person at home sitting right now listening or watching this podcast, AI, get to learn it. Use it if you can. If you're not using it, maybe get your kids to start using it, but also know the good and bad that comes with it. Okay? A lot of you aren't internet savvy. We understand. If you're not internet savvy, please have a friend or family member that is, and talk and be close with that person. Because the world is moving fast in a direction that's going to leave, well, they're already leaving you in the dust. So that's just my take on it.
Yeah, every day something's changing.
But you know, Queen, I always come back to what my little brother always tells me. What if there was an electromagnetic pulse bomb knocks out every electronic in the world? What do you do then?
You better learn your life survival skills.
Yep. As Queen said, stay ready. And as I said, don't be a gardener in the freaking war. Know everything. Right now, there's no excuse for you not to know everything. You got YouTube University. You got ChatGPT on Microsoft Bing. There's no excuse for you to be dumb anymore.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. YouTube is there and
ChatGPT's
do
there.
it yourself. Yeah.
Learn it. You don't have to go to no university or any school to learn this stuff.
But you better learn the life basics, like what guysosmooth said. If things shut down off the grid, y'all better know the basics of life.
Yeah. Well, I got 3 more topics in our following the market. I hope you all Wefobz Nation members are getting this, because these are worth a couple of $1 million here that we're trying to get.
Yeah.
Man, Business Insider. Aaron Mock. Sorry, Aaron, for butchering the name if I did. Writes, a consultant used ChatGPT to free up time so she could focus on pitching clients. She landed $128,000 worth of new contracts in just 3 months. Once again, ChatGPT making shit happen.
Damn.
I don't know if you all understand, but did you all see the opening to our whyuce podcast? That's AI right there. Our avatars and shit like that, AI.
AI. You're gonna continue to see more coming out.
Influencers, if you're going into this, if you're gonna come hook up with Wefobz Nation and become podcast, podhead or pod host, podcast host under Wefobz, AI, we're gonna get you on AI. We're gonna help you with that. We're gonna do it. If you don't know AI, like I said, hook up with someone who does. You may have some ideas. Damn, ChatGPT, $128,000 worth. $128,000 to a coconut is a lot of money. A lot of money.
Hell yeah.
I could use that one. Shit. All right. Here's a freaky thing, again from Business Insider. Will Gendron writes, customers are being asked to tip at self-checkout. Some say it's emotional blackmail. What the fudge?
That's insane. You're gonna tip the machine, but you're basically tipping the damn company.
Yep, that's what they're doing. They're putting it inside the screens that when you're doing your self-checkout.
Yeah.
So they have tip prompts are becoming more common at digital self-checkout kiosks.
Yes.
But customers are unsure where their money is going or whether the prompt is even necessary. This issue highlights a bigger phenomenon, tipping fatigue. It's at cafes, sports stadiums, airports. They're all asking for it, these kiosks.
And then they're also asking to tip before you pay. Before you even get customer service. That's crazy.
All over the world, they said that's a US thing.
Whoa, not surprising.
They said, because I've been to a lot of places in the world too. Tipping is not the norm. It's a US thing, they said.
That's what Puni Moa and I just talked about.
Yeah? That latest one you guys recorded? It's gonna be up soon?
About the tip. Yeah, about the tips, and about the other countries not tipping. You know how Puni Moa lived in other countries.
Yep.
And he mentioned it's a US thing.
It's a US thing. Wow, nice. That's whyuce Podcast, episode 11 is coming out to you soon, Wefobz Nation members. I think it's going to be a race between Wefobz Podcast number 20 and episode 11 coming out. It's probably going to come out at the same time. It's actually going to come out at the same time.
Right.
Man. Okay. Wow. Tipping at a fucking self-checkout.
Mind-blowing. Mind-boggling. Oh, my goodness.
Oh, man. Well, to end it off and following the market, I think this is a better story, and I like it. I don't know. Have you ever watched The Meg with Jason Statham in it?
No.
It's about a megalodon shark. So this is from The Rat, Scott Mendelson. It's a movie. The Meg 2 Trench trailer pits Jason Statham and Wu Jing against multiple murderous megalodons, which are big ass dinosaur sharks. Why I'm talking about it? That movie is coming out very soon. Wefobz Nation members, if you're into that shit, it's by Warner Brothers Discoveries. Meg, it is a crazy ass movie based on the Meg. Queen, you should, if you're into that stuff. Like, it's an action fictional movie, but it's funny and it's nice and it's pretty cool. Jason Statham is the martial arts dude.
Okay.
He comes in movies like he came in that movie with The Rock where he fought The black dude. What's
Is
his
it
name?
Black Adam?
No. Jason Statham is. Let me see.
No, he said he came in the movie with The Rock, so I just said
It was the one from Fast and the Furious. It was a branch movie from Fast and the Furious.
oh, okay, the one that was filmed in Hawaii or something, or
Yeah. Hobbs and Shaw.
Hobbs and Shaw.
Yep. That's
Oh,
him.
okay.
So he comes in.
Tracking.
He had a movie called The Meg, which is short for Megalodon. You should watch it. It's pretty cool. They took a concept of what if a dinosaur shark actually still existed today, and that's scary because there are some reports that there's something big in the oceans still traveling down there in the ocean. There's a couple of big things in the ocean, and we talked about it like talking about aliens. We still haven't explored all of our oceans yet. Astronauts, what are you doing? NASA, what you doing, man? We know more about space than we know about the oceans, is what it said. Is the rumor. Yeah.
Okay, now I know who you talk about. Jason. I know who he is. Okay.
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna check it out then. I never watched that movie.
Yeah, check out the Meg. So the part 2 to that movie is coming out soon.
Okay, so
Yeah,
I gotta
I think
watch the
they're-
first one, then watch part 2. Got it.
Yeah. Wow. It's like Jurassic Park. If you love the Jurassic Park movies, then you'd love this movie. I love the Jurassic Park movies. That's just me.
Cool.
Jurassic Park was nice. Anyhow, well, we're coming up on the ending of our podcast, everyone. And for this part, this is we did something special. This is for all the mamas. Wefobz put out a request if anyone has any dedications they want to make to their moms for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is this Sunday, right?
Yes.
Oh man! So Queen, do you have any? Before I start getting into the ones that were made by our Wefobz Nation member who sent in some stuff for us, you have any you want to give out? Any dedications?
Sure. I'll dedicate a little dedication to my mom, who I lost in 2021. I miss her a lot, and I just want to wish you a happy Mother's Day in heaven. And all mothers out there who also lost their mothers, happy Mother's Day to all of you out there, to our listeners. So,
yeah,
happy Mother's Day.
Thank you so much, Queen. Wow. Sorry to hear that, and happy Mother's Day to your mom too.
Thank you.
All right, here we go. From J. Antonio Lawano. My dedication is to my mom in heaven. It's been 6 months now in heaven. June 4th is her birthday. Taufuaina Aibao Antonio. It would have been her 87th birthday. I miss you so much, and I want to wish you a happy Mother's Day in heaven. Happy Mother's Day, Mom.
Happy Mother's Day.
Another one from Tulili Malin Nosi. Lily, I guess for short.
Yep.
Here's my dedication for my mom. Aviola Lavasi from Fangatongo. Happy Mother's Day, Mama. Some heroes don't wear capes. They come in mom forms, and I'm grateful and blessed that you're my mom. I love you till infinity, boss lady. Happy Mother's Day, Mama.
Happy Mother's Day, boss lady, Mama.
And I want to send a happy Mother's Day to my mom, and to my sisters and my aunties, my cousins, to Queen, to Gray, to everyone involved with Wefobz, to Chief's mama and his YB, to Puni's, to everyone. Thank you all. Moms, you are the greatest. Without you, we wouldn't be here today. Happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
We love you. Yes, we do. I feel so nostalgic. So good.
Nice.
Yee. Okay, Queen. Final closing thoughts? Anything you want to leave our Wefobz Nation members with while we close out this?
Yes. Thank you for the opportunity. Month of May, special day. You see, we just gave a special shout out to all the mothers out there. And it's mental health awareness. Make sure you take time for yourself. You know, self-care is always important. And most importantly, it is our month, people. Asian American and Pacific Islander Heritage Month. And our theme for this year is advancing leaders through opportunities. Got the opportunity here, brothers and sisters. Come join us.
Beautifully said. Man, Queen said it right there. Freaking my phone's popping off in the background, telling me all kinds of messages, but you know what? Forget it. It's everything Queen said and so much more. Wefobz Nation member, we're on that journey and you are sharing with it as we try to reach our financial freedom. Don't forget what we talked about, what we pointed out, these closing thoughts. There's something for everyone. And if we can just work together to get at it, you'll find that it's such a much more beautiful, happy world.
Yes.
If you're feeling down and depressed and stuff, hit us up. Listen to our podcast. Get yourself up out of the rut. We'd love to help. Thank you once again. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Puni. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
This is Queen. This is guysosmooth. This has been a Wefobz Podcast, episode 20. We signing out. Wefobz.
See ya.